Manchester.
Hello to you all from the north.
Good evening and welcome to another one. On this, the anniversary of the day Yuri Gagarin became the first man to bend a fork in space, and the eyes of the world were upon him. And even his mum said she was astonished when she realised he was out there in orbit, because he's only supposed to be nipping out for a bag of sugar. Anyway, tonight we got John Hegley back, not with the Popticians this time, as he was last time, but on his own, solus, without even Nigel, to do some of his exalted poetry. Also, Superman, the latest bulletin of that time, Michael Moorcock, continues to do some reading from his own way. Lard! What are you? What do you think?
Mark.
Yes, hiya. What do you think you're doing over there?
It's a bit of technical stuff. Don't you worry about it. Just get on with the show.
Yeah, but, I mean, couldn't you have done it before I went on air?
What, we're on air?
I mean, you don't think I'm just sitting here talking to myself, do you?
Oh, yeah, on air then. Ha-ha! Yeah, very good.
Yeah, no, I mean, could you not have done it, like, during the last programme or something, you know, while...
No, I'm sorry, I can't. I was actually listening to that last programme with, what's his name? Guff Freeman. It's good stuff.
It's not... Muff Freeman, is it? Muff Freeman.
That's a bunny.
Right, okay. Well, what is it you're doing, anyway?
Technical stuff!
Well, is it going to take long?
No, I'm nearly there. You just get on with it.
Right,
Why are you always worried about what I'm doing?
Well,
you
yes.
play the records, I'll look after the technical stuff.
New single from Jar Wobble's Invaders of the Heart, Becoming More Like God. Brilliant record, actually. 1FM, live from Manchester, where there's a few last-minute technical alterations going. Lord! All right, so for goodness sake!
I'm done.
Thank goodness. I was going to say, we can't go through 2 hours of live radio with that, can we?
No, we can't. No, there you go, kid. How you doing?
I'm fine. Get away! You don't like anybody that close. What are you doing hovering over my shoulder?
I'm just going to change the mics over.
What are you talking about? Change the mics over? For God's sake, Lord!
It won't take a second. You're making a big song and dance. I could have had it done by now.
Well, why change the mics now? Why?
It's a long story, right? You know, I've been to Marbella. Just shut up. You asked me. Let me say. Will you, please, matey?
Yeah.
I've been over to Marbella, and I've been hanging out with all these guys on radio, you know, because I told them I was on the big 1FM and all that. And they've all got loads of money, I'm telling you. They've got money coming out their ears. And there's a big bay there in Marbella, and they've got, like, canoes with sheds on them.
Yachts.
That's the bunny.
Yeah.
And I thought I could be doing with a bit of this. I could be doing with it. And I've hatched a plan, actually.
I was going to say, well, I don't see the connection between yachts and the mics.
Well, we need a bit of cash.
Certainly, yes.
Yeah? You're not arguing with
No, I'm
that,
not arguing with that, no.
Right. Well, I've been off to Mike's, right? Oh. We're on the corner.
Yeah.
Right. And I bought a mic.
I thought nobody went to Mike's. I thought nobody used Mike's mic.
Don't be pedantic now. No, I've been off there. It was 20 quid, right? Now, what it is, and now, don't say anything. That mic you've got there, right, it's old. It's bloody antique, let's face it. It's a BBC mic. And Winston Churchill probably use that.
Yeah.
And, you know, it looks all right. It doesn't sound so clever.
It sounds all right.
It sounds all right. Yeah. Not great, though. I mean, it's a great show. You're great. The mic's all right.
Yeah.
So what I thought I'd do, right, I found this museum around the corner that does a load of radio stuff, like a technical museum.
Oh, yeah.
They pay $2,000 for them bunnies.
Local radio. Only
no. And so he's going to buy that off me for $2,000.
$2,000?
$2,000.
Brilliant. We can put that down on a yacht.
I'm going to put it down on one of them yacht things, and then I'll just put this new mic on, and then jobs are good. I mean, that's, you know,
actually,
got to be canny.
It's not a bad plan, that.
Well,
actually.
there you go. No problem.
But the thing is it going to sound the same, though? I mean, I know you spent 20 quid. I know technology's moved on, but these are a couple of grand, these mics.
I know. I understand your concern. The only difference is it's got a low impudence, that mic. But
impedance.
That's the bunny.
Yeah.
That's the bunny. And so what it is, when you put the tins on,
the cans.
The cans. That's the bunny. Sounds a bit weird, but it'll sound great. It'll sound better on air. It'll do you justice. Absolutely.
And they all come in lime green and orange, do they?
All of them. I mean, you know, we're in Manchester. In London, Nicky Campbell uses a pink one.
Yeah, I find that very easy to believe.
Well,
but they're right. So, but you're absolutely sure it's going to sound the same? You promise? Because I don't mean it's like, hey, I'm doing a live
Just sit
show.
back. Just trust me. Hang on. Yeah, just let me swap the mic over. There you go. Take it away.
Right, well, this is Possum Dixon from their eponymous album, and We're All Happy. Now, does it sound all right? It sounds a bit...
Great.
Is it? Right, here we go. Possum Dixon! Possum Dixon from their eponymous debut album, and We're All Happy. And from LA, and the lead singer, he's a good-looking boy, actually, the singer, Robert Zabretsky. He's got brilliant blue eyes. I think there might be those tinted contact lenses. And brilliant. I've ordered some Bloodshot ones. This is not... John Hagley, does this sound right?
To me.
What?
It doesn't sound right to me.
Well, it's your tins. I told him it's low impudence.
I have no tins.
He's not wearing any, is
No
he?
tins.
I'm sure it doesn't sound right, this.
Right.
What does
It is, it's honest. I mean, no, it sounds weird in here. It's like the ambulance in here. But outside, for the people at home, it sounds fine, honestly.
Well,
trust me.
I tell you what, though, I mean, it's, you know, I'm a professional broadcaster and a showbiz DJ and I can ride over most things, but like, the colour of this is just putting me off.
I'll paint it for you.
So, well, all right then, but until you do, will you have it? If it's such a good mic, will you have it tonight?
Rather not.
Well, I know, but like what I say goes, it's my show. So we can just switch it round and you can have this one and I'll use it tomorrow when we've sorted it out, the colour and that, right, okay? Right. Yeah, that's fine.
What?
Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
Oh, God, it does sound a bit... It's just a tinnies, though, isn't it?
No, it sounds good.
John, I think you sound quite good with this one. Do you like pink?
Yes.
Great. I'll have this sorted in no time.
Right, okay, thanks, lad. No, actually, it sounds okay, lad, now. You were right all along. Yes, it does sound right. Anyway, it's time for Superman now, and so, you know, on your new fantastic pink and lime green mic, you know, if you can give us the story so far.
It's a bit bright, isn't it? I mean, it sounds fine in the tins, but it does look a bit bright. I know what you mean, it puts me off a little bit.
Cans.
That's a bunny. If I sort of lose a plot a little bit, it's because of the colour of the microphone and nothing else.
I had you see, now I thought it was one of the tricks you were trying to play on me. I thought you were trying to fob me off with a dodgy mic, and it sounded a bit funny to me in me tins.
The cans.
Those are the bunnies. And, but anyway, you know, now I've heard you in it. It sounds great. You were right all along. Where you go, our kid?
Right. Oh, you put me off now. I'm on the spot now, aren't I? I'm just getting back into the swing of it after going to Marbella anyway. But basically what happened is Superman, or Kal-El as he's known, and his hometown at, what's it called? Kendall, that's right. He went back there. It was a sort of holiday, but it was a miniature town, and had like loads of little people, little dogs and all that kind of stuff. I'm going a bit too far here, because I think most people know this. But what, it's a bottle, and it's like a little town, and he went in there to see this guy called Ron's I think he's called, or Ron, as we call him in the train. And what happened was, Superman went in, had a word with him and all that. Superman came back out and got Zach Buck organised.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
And it was fine. But then when Superman came back home to the metropolis, what happened was, there was this thing where it was just terrible.
Sounds good, our kid, yeah. Dear Scrawn, smashing Echo Belly session the other night. Also, tell them to be wary. I'm just passing this on to them, really. Echo Belly, if you're listening, tell them to be wary of Moz smiling upon them. His patronage didn't do much for Bradford. Then James hit the wrath of Sire Supremo Seymour Stab. Well, they did okay after that, didn't they? And the Primitives, where are they now? Where's Frank? Okay, and they think Moz has got a bit of an anti-Midas touch, but there you go.
What does that mean then?
Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, have you got a letter there?
Yeah, from John Clark, who lives in a reservoir in Kent. He says, well, this is to me and you. Listening to your broadcast since Out on Blue 6. Sad. Began and follow through your quite nightly elevated programme, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Puzzled by the apparent likeness of your voices and accompaniment by the Bontempi organ to Half Man Half Biscuit. He thinks you're in Half Man Half Biscuit, Arkin.
Oh, you sound like it tonight, don't you? Certainly. But anyway, no, I'd just like to say here and now, no Half Man Half Biscuit connection.
So there you go. The nation waited.
Right, it sounds good, that mic.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm getting used to it now.
20 quid well spent, that, wasn't it?
Well, wait till we get that canoe and shed, I'll tell you. I'll be off. I'll have my loins out on the top of that, and I'll be, I'll be a bronze god, Arkin.
You spreading your loins on top of the shed.
Oh,
excellent.
Yeah.
Right, and then here's one, the last one of this, with this mailbag, which is from Rob Turton in Lancaster, and he sent 2 postcards. One is of Lancaster University, which is not very interesting. It says, Dear Mark, but especially Mark Kermode, who isn't it? But if you haven't already done so, could you please discuss, more importantly, praise Bruce Robinson's With Nail and I in the cult film spot? Is that a film you've seen?
Yeah. Cult film, yeah.
Do you think we should do that?
Guilty as charged.
This would bring much cheering from our household, and me in particular, because A, it's the best film ever made. Mm-hmm. And is that a critical appraisal, is it?
Well, that was it.
And B, if not, it looks like I'll drug your onions. And he said he sent this postcard here. He says, I've sent you this postcard of a winking girl. And I think that's an eye. Brought from a shop in Groningen in Holland called Great Things. And I may send another one if you're really unfortunate. Hope you can get it to wink for you.
Oh-ho!
And it's going up and down there.
Can I have that when you finish with it?
I think that's nice. And so I think that's a very good postcard, that, isn't it?
Is that an eye? I think it's an eye. just before I forget, Joe rang from, from Cambridge and that. And he said,
Joe. Was he a mate of yours, is he?
No, he's a mate of yours, isn't he?
No.
Well, he rang through before just to say that his work experience week was going really well, and he just thought he'd like to know. You don't know him?
No, I don't know him, no.
Blooming heck, Joe.
Right, so, but thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, he rung in. I thought he was a mate of yours. I imagine you've got no mates, have you? He fooled me.
Oh, very good, very good. Right, okay, in the last half hour of the programme, we've got, I don't know, but we'll have something. Mike's. It's a bargain, that, isn't it?
Of course it. Well, yeah.
So listen, what's been happening to you? Because you've been, you've been like a bull in a china shop all day, running in and out. What's been happening?
Well, you didn't have to mention that. Why didn't you mention that before we came on the show? It's a bit.
I was listening one time. I didn't have a chance to talk to you. I was listening to Antiques Record Roto and all that.
I feel a bit embarrassed now, but well, I've been away, haven't I?
You have, yes.
I've been away. It's not an uncommon thing, right? But I've been away, and I've got Spanish Bumby. That's the bottom line, Arcade, pardon the pun.
Very good. Spanish tummy?
Spanish Bumby, tummy. Same thing, isn't it, really?
But, I mean, the other thing you do is regaling people with your stories, Val. I mean, you're such a bore. Everybody comes back, don't they, with stories.
Well, they're great stories. I mean, hang on a second. Sorry, Arcade, hang on. I was out there, I was in Marbella, as I was saying, with the canoes, with the sheds on and all that.
Yeah.
And there's all the stars, all the rich and famous go there. I mean, there's loads of them, Saw Gregory Peck out there.
You didn't?
I did. I saw Gregory, well, I think it was him anyway, small bloke.
What, red beard?
Yeah, that's right.
That's the guy, that is Gregory Peck, yeah.
Right. But I'll tell you what, there was, hang on. Sorry, Arkin. And I went there, and I was actually in a bar there, and in walked Madonna. She did. Blonde hair, large eyes.
Red beard.
Red beard. No, she did. I know his house in Marbella. I mean, it's where they all go, and he's at the bay there, and he was all eating lobsters and stuff, but I didn't because I'm a vegetarian. Yeah. And she came in with Morrissey. She did, honest. Did I not tell you this? I can't believe it. I must have told everybody else.
And what happened then?
Well, it's brilliant, actually. Sorry, Arkin. She was Madonna and Morrissey, and she was just, you won't believe this. She actually grabbed hold of it. I've got to say,
Lard, just tell us.
Go.
Tell us, Lard. We'll never know. 1FM, live from Manchester, and the boy Lard is still here with his Spanish what's-the-face.
Spanish Bumby.
And anyway, it's time now for Superman. So
Superman, yeah.
So far, yeah.
Ready to go?
Right, go on then.
Well, basically, I mean, Superman is from...
Hey!
What?
Hang on a minute. Sorry, what on earth do you think you're doing, amigo?
What?
That's CP Lee's mic, that. He'll batter you if he finds you on that.
He's gone.
Well, what about your mic, the one you bought from Mike's Mikes, your luminous orange one?
I took it back.
Why? What was wrong with sounding good?
It was all... I listened to a tape, actually, the show, in all honesty, last night. I just detected the impudence was slightly wrong. And it's 1FM. That's a bunny. Yeah. And I thought it was slightly wrong. And I swapped it for another one. And I best try that out when it's not on air,
No, get away with it. What's this new? How much do you pay for this new one?
This was 18 quid.
All right, it's not bad, is it? And does this one sounds exactly the same as the proper mics we use, does it?
It sounds pretty much like this, but not quite. But I'm not sure. But again, the impudence is going to have to be tested off air.
Right. No, we should do it now. No, baptism of fire. I'm sure it'll sound fine. I trust your judgment. You're a technical wizard, aren't you?
You trust my judgment?
Yeah, go on that candy stripe one that you got for 18 quid. Mike's, is it late opening on a Wednesday, Mike's?
It is open till midnight. I mean, if anybody wants to whip round there. 18 quid this.
Right, not bad. Okay, so here's Lard on his new mic from Mike's. And, the story so far, boy, Lard.
Well, what is Superman, right? He was actually born in this place called Geldor. His real name's Khalil. But he's got a mate and it's... Hang on. Sorry. And he's got a mate and he was called Ronza and he was a science copper. And oh, crap, my belly. And what it was, he went over to the sort of Geldor again. But there was some... Oh, sorry. I went over to Geldor anyway. And a lot went on. I mean, I can't go through everything with beer all night. I'm sorry, I can't go. I'll come back later, don't worry.
He's right. It sounds perfect. We had to play it sometime, and we never resist a hackneyed link, but it is worth hearing again because it is one of the greatest records I think ever made. And so from Superman, we now go to Oh Superman. great, these CDs, aren't they? Fabulous quality. Laurie Anderson with Oh Superman, of course, from the Big Science album, 1982. Actually got to number 2 in 1981. Was kept off the top by Queen and David Bowie with Under Pressure. And a revolution there, Laurie Anderson, with Mike, which she bought from Mike's. Now, you may not have noticed, but there are actually 2 versions there. And the reason that you probably didn't know is because there was a seamless blend of the 2, but you'll be amazed to find out that actually the first bit of that was a version that Scrawn Lard recorded. And the reason it sort of worked so magnificently, I think, and the join was more or less undetectable, was because we worked so hard, we grafted at really making it a good version. And in fact, we thought you'd be interested at this point to hear some, this has never been aired before, actually. It's exclusive studio footage from an aborted Fly on the Ointment documentary, which was the making of Lard and Scrawn's Oh Superman.
And again.
Well, there's too much of that tinkering about, and it's just supposed to be the wrong chord and then in, really.
You want to start the... Fingers. Just even sticking it in my head. Oh, God, you put me over, I can't work,
Right, okay. Right, are you ready? Sorry.
Right, you're bone. Okay, I'm ready now. Ready. Let's do it. Okay.
Right. And so it went on, and so it went on and on. But I think that gives you some indication of how hard we do work at these things, how seriously we take them. And that's more or less it.
Come on, Greg, you're right. Come in, kid. Yeah, I think you're probably best sitting over there. There you go.
No,
over here.
Greg.
Yeah, that's probably the best one.
This one the one?
Oh, I just knew. Lard.
What's wrong?
What?
Greg.
All right, then.
I'm sorry, Greg. He's put you on that wrong. I mean, can you hear it? He's bought a cheapo mic and he wants everyone else to use it.
I like this one. I am the leader of the 14th quadrant. Citizens of Earth, remain in your homes.
Well, I don't know. Do you want to stay on that one all night? It's only 18 quid, that one, that luminous.
My name's not Greg. It's Geldor, co-ruler of the 14th quadrant. Oh, yeah.
Right, no, Greg, go over it. We can't have that all night. I knew he'd stitch it like that.
Spoil sport, man. I was into
Patronising.
my Judge Dredd mode there, man, and I was...
You won't win, I'm telling you. I've been with him.
I am ruler. Oh, it's off now.
Right, that's it. Greg
Lard
Proops.
spends 2 cents on a microphone, and I'm the one who gets punished.
Well, I know. It's been going on all week, Greg. How are you, anyway?
I'm well, Mark. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Not bad at all.
Let me be the 15th person to congratulate you on your bitching new haircut.
I know, this is like, it's like you trying to do the Killing Joke. We're all like playing air guitars and shaking our heads.
Yeah.
Not one of us with long hair at all. So
No, isn't that pathetic?
It destroys the effect, really. Anyway. So what have you been up to then? Are you still on tour? You've got one of the, I remember actually when John Hegley first started on this show, and for about the first 6 months of the programme, he was on tour, and you've been on every time.
Yeah, and I still am, man. I got one more date, and then we're done. But it's been as long as Bob Dylan, man. I don't think Dylan's been on tour this long.
Right.
I saw Hegley on a soccer show the other night. Did you see that? Football.
Football.
And,
was it standing room only, was it?
Sure.
Right.
And he sang a bunch of songs and stuff, and it was really cute. He had a little anorak on and whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And you go, I know that guy. And he's on TV. It's exciting. Because your friend out here, the guy running the board, the Dark Prince whatever name he's using to elude the authorities, he said before the show he was whinging like a pig. And he said, I love show business. And I thought, right on to come on your show, and you've got a new haircut and it's magnificent. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but
there you go.
I want to thank the Academy. And I want to say that all my teachers were gay, all of them.
Where's your tour finish?
They're all fine gay Americans.
Right.
In Barnet this Friday.
I think it's
a
the place to
cataclysmic
finish,
conclusion, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, are you sick of it now? You've sort of been, you're ready for a break from it? Or you sort of just feel you're getting hot?
Well, I do an hour and a half by myself every night, so I think the audience needs a break at this point. I'm going to be at the Hullabaloo on Sunday in London. I'm doing a set anyway right after the tour's over because you got to keep your hand in. I think the thing about stand-up is if you don't do it for 2 weeks, you're terrible the next time you go out.
Right. I mean, you don't. I mean, like some comedians are kind of, I don't know, real morose characters. I mean, you seem to have a real need to kind of. Be miserable all the time. I am. I'm a swine. You know what I decided? I came over here and I was a cynical American. I thought, well, that's why, British crowds laugh because they think, oh, he's so saucy. The more I'm over here, the more like Pollyanna I am. I'm like Haley Mills now. Right.
Don't be sad, British person. It's all right. I know the food's crap and you can't get anything, and it's turned me into this like sunshine dude over here. And
right.
I don't know what's happening.
Listen,
Billy Joel broke up with Christy Brinkley. That's all I know. And,
did it? Is that true?
Well, it said so in the Evening Standard. And I made an effort to lean over and read the guy's thing as I was riding the tube, and I said it, and so you have a chance, is what I'm saying.
God, I didn't know that, and I'm not interested at all.
She hasn't seen the haircut. Give it a chance. All right, go on.
No, I was after Billy. No, I'm getting a bit red. Yes, thank you very much. And also, Michael Lard, will you stop it? Turn it off. Turn it off. You know it's not yet.
It seems so big in here.
I know. More from Greg Christie. Lad! We've got Michael Moorcock reading from Elric of Melniboné and the final episode of Superman. Plus, of course, the Iggy Pop story! Fantastic. It was a great effect.
Man, you guys are right on top of these effects. This is like a Star Wars movie in here.
It's fabulous, isn't it? Anyway, I was seeing this thing on the news today. It's interesting that you read because seems to be an American condition. There's this story about this bloke in Pennsylvania. Thank you, Lard. Yes, that'll do fine. This bloke in Pennsylvania, it was 43 stone bloke, right? And he had to dig him out of his house or something because he'd been stuck in there for 2 months and without running water. Right now, you want to go around for beer and sandwiches and watch the game? I don't think so.
Oh my God! How could they tell? They walked by the house and someone went, "There's a hellacious funk prevailing on this block."
It was like, 43 stone and no running water. Now, what was it like inside there?
Wow, like Moby Dick without the irony, man. It was big.
Because there was another guy that was another guy in the States who was huge.
Yeah, right, man. He weighed like, I don't know how many stone it is because I don't know how much a stone is. Are you saying it's like how much Bill Wyman weighs or whatever?
What?
This guy weighed like a lot of stones. Ron Wood, Mick Taylor, right. Like many stones, 1,000 pounds. And he was so fat they knocked the whole front of his house down to get him out after he died. And they put him in a piano case and buried him. And the guy from Wendy's did the eulogy. I'm joking, of course. What an awful thing to say.
But so, it always seems to me that there are an inordinate amount of obese people in America. I mean, is that true or is that just the impression?
Because you don't got to wait for food, man. Domino's Pizza killed a guy trying to get to a delivery, and then they had to waive the whole, 20-minute thing. But then actually, if you slip them $5, they'll do it anyway. And they go, listen, if we hit anybody, we never had this conversation. Enjoy your pizza.
But everywhere you go, do they serve you obviously lived most of your life in America.
That is correct.
Yes, I spotted that, you see. I've done some research notes prepared. Do you find that people try and ram loads more food down your throat in the States than they do here?
You don't even have to get out of your car, man. I mean, you can just sit there on your big fat butt and order food and it just comes to you. And someone would chew it for you if you could pay for that in the States. You can get it fast. I think it's a condition. See, but the thing is, both my parents are huge, so I like fat people.
Are they?
Yeah, I would never say anything bad about them.
Right. It always seems weird, this driving thing. It's a driving culture, because they build these big flash restaurants, then you see someone you see 4 fat guys sat in a Fiat 500, eating burgers with the windows steamed up. I mean, that seems to defeat if you can sort of head off down the freeway, perhaps it feels good,
Yeah, maybe they ought to run after them burgers or something and have a run through, and then you could kind of lose. You ever been to the South in the United States?
No, I haven't.
Because that's where people are huge.
Yeah.
And, the expression Bubba, normally that means a guy who weighs about 350 pounds, and he's got a gimme cap on and the overalls and the thing hanging out his pocket and he's spitting juice. And you walk into a place and the guy's demolishing the number 8 breakfast, with extra steak or whatever. And you go, wow. And then he lights up an unfiltered Camel and goes, got to go back to work. Beating them dogs or whatever, and you go, I love America.
Well, anyway, I don't know. It seems like there's an awful lot of fat people out there, but obviously, your mum and dad, fine, of course, so we exclude them from any comments we might be making.
Sure.
Oh, yes. Iggy Pop, Lust for Life, from 1977.
I've never seen him. Is his chest as bitchin' as it seems?
Well, actually, what I don't understand is how you keep your skin that taut.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to get into fat people again, but I mean, like, most people have a little bit of. It looks like, when he's sitting down, it's tight. When he stands up, you'd think it was going to tear open every time.
Yeah, right. How does he do that?
I don't know.
How come some people who
starvation? I don't know.
He takes drugs and he looks like that, and Jerry Garcia takes drugs and looks like that.
Funny, eh?
How's that work?
Funny. Well, I mean, we were talking earlier on. We had Aerosmith in here, and Joe Perry looks amazing. And let's face it, he's no right.
That's not fair. What is he, 100?
He's
100 in dog years, for God's sakes. He's spilled more coke than we could dream of doing.
Allegedly. I mean, no.
Yes, allegedly. Of course, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think it's allegedly, is it? Really?
Well, no, not really.
But it's like the thing with Iggy Pop is if you go and watch him, it's like it's sort of like stripped to the waist and everything, like his bare chest and everything. Well, stripped to more than the waist, actually, most of the time.
Did he get it out when you saw him?
He didn't at Manchester, actually. He didn't. I take Lard's word for it, because he was down the front, with his mouth hanging open. And like
telescope.
In awe of the great man there. And he didn't. But I mean, the only thing that disappoints me about Iggy, well, there's two things. It's like, one thing, well, it doesn't disappoint me, but one thing disappoints me, but one thing doesn't.
Okay.
Well, there's two things. Anyway, we've got that straight. You see him from the back.
Yeah.
You see him from the back, like, tossing his hair around, stripped to the waist and everything. And he looks like sort of 17 years old. And then you get up close to him and look at his face, and he looks about 195.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing.
Uh-huh.
The second thing is...
Two,
when he gets his trousers down, just before he produces the meat and two veg and everything.
Yeah.
He's got red underpants on.
No.
Yes. Iggy Pop wears red underpants.
Wowzers, man.
Do you possess any red underpants?
Yeah, just for special weekends.
Right. Just
Kiss me, I'm yours, they say.
Just for Iggy Pop convention.
Yeah. Convoy in the Sky, Jello Biafra and Mojo Nixon from, I keep saying this, excellent album. In fact, what we must do is Prairie Home Invasion on Alternative Technicals. We must play some different tracks from it instead of keep playing that one. But we just enjoy it so much. In fact, we just played that, Greg, just to make you feel at home, because I know that's the kind of stuff that you Americans listen to all the time, isn't Absolutely, man. I cannot get it off my Walkman.
Right, okay. So, Jello Biafra and Mojo Nixon. Wouldn't it be great if we could just have them on for a session?
What?
They're fantastic, that, right?
He ran for mayor of San Francisco. He ran for mayor of San Francisco in 1980. Yeah.
Did he?
He had 10,000 votes, man.
Did he?
Yeah.
How many
that everybody
He was going to have to wear clown suits. All businessmen must wear clown suits.
Or executive slacks, which is mainly the same thing, isn't it? Right. Right, okay. Well, Greg Proops is still here, as you can see, and Lard has returned, thankfully, with his bargain mic he bought from Mike's Mics. And I think
Hiya, Mark.
Hi, Lard. Have you been following Superman then? I mean, because if you haven't, Lard's going to give this story so far. So.
Please, won't you share?
What?
Please, won't you share?
I'm not sure. I'm Lard.
Very good.
Sunny and,
Sunny
Very nearly a joke.
Funny and... Right, go on then.
Yeah, what?
Right, give us the story so far on your revolutionary Mike's Mic, Boy Lard.
1FM. Well, Superman went back to his original planet of Geldor. He's called Khalil over there, and he met Ronzar. Anyway, Ronzar followed him back, caused some trouble, and now he's in a scrapyard. There's going to be some lumber. That's it, really.
Superman, best cop in the world. And that's the end of it. And riveted?
Fabulous. Helpless as a fish? One of the most popular American expressions, followed by hungry as a salamander and pretty as an aquatic legless snake. Very popular.
Helpless as a fish. I mean, did you grow up on Superman? I mean, they sounded like you in... One of the voices was you in there.
That was me in the beginning. Hey, let's get out of here! Actually, Superman was so good, wasn't it? Sound like his underwear's too tight, that one. I've just delivered him to a federal prison. I've got work to do.
You never do any voices for cartoons? I mean,
I do sometimes, man. They're not popular ones.
So we wouldn't know them?
Yeah, Le Petit Fromages, it's a French cartoon. No one likes it. Just some other ones that are not good.
Sounds good, that.
We're going to do the Mark Radcliffe animated series.
They've already done that. Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, Mark Radcliffe's cool.
Mark Radcliffe, missing you already.